Imagine a world where thoughts no longer remain confined within our minds. What if they could be read, manipulated, or even controlled by technological advancements? What would this mean for our freedom of thought? Welcome to the future, where neurotechnology is not just a sci-fi concept, but a burgeoning reality. This technology, which interacts directly with the human nervous system, has the potential to unlock unprecedented capabilities, but also raises significant ethical quandaries. As we step into this brave new world, a term you'll hear more often is neurorights. Much like human rights, neurorights aim to protect our mental integrity, privacy, and autonomy in the face of advancing neurotechnology. But what does this mean for us as individuals and for our society as a whole? As we dive into the depths of this fascinating subject, we must ask ourselves, is our freedom of thought truly at stake? Neurotechnology is no longer a far-fetched concept of science fiction. It's here, and it's evolving at an unprecedented speed. Let's take a moment to journey through the evolution of neurotechnology. It all started with a dream, a vision of the future where the human brain could seamlessly interact with machines. Today, that vision is rapidly becoming a reality. In the early days, neurotechnology was a concept relegated to the pages of science fiction. But over the years, we've witnessed significant milestones that have propelled it from the realm of the imaginary to the tangible. One such milestone was the development of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. These devices, initially conceived to help those with mobility issues, are now heralding a new era of human-machine interaction. In January of 2024, tech mogul Elon Musk announced a significant achievement by his company, Neuralink. They had successfully implanted a brain chip in a human subject. This wasn't the first instance of such an accomplishment, but it certainly marked a significant step in the journey of neurotech evolution. By March, this individual was able to play chess using only his thoughts, demonstrating the potential of BCIs in real-world applications. But the evolution of neurotechnology isn't limited to BCIs. We're also seeing advancements in neuroprosthetics devices that replace or enhance the function of a damaged nervous system. Then there's neurorobotics, where robots are controlled directly by the human nervous system, and neurogaming, where players control the game using their brainwaves. These developments are not just fascinating, they're transformative. They're reshaping our understanding of the human brain and how we interact with the world around us. With these advancements, the line between man and machine blurs. This raises critical questions about our mental autonomy. As we stand at the precipice of this new frontier, we're compelled to ponder the implications. How will these technologies impact our lives, our societies, our very sense of self? It's a thrilling, yet daunting prospect, and it's these questions that lead us to the next phase of our discussion, the emergence of neurorights. But that's a story for our next scene. As neurotechnology continues to evolve, so does the need for regulations to protect our mental autonomy. This concern isn't confined to the realm of science fiction anymore. The United Nations, for instance, is already engaged in discussions about the necessary restrictions and regulations on brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, and related neurotech. One nation has already taken a bold step forward in this arena. Chile has enshrined neurorights in its constitution, becoming a pioneer in safeguarding the sanctity of the human mind. Other countries are also considering following suit, marking the emergence of a new era of human rights. So what exactly are neurorights? In essence, these are special protections for our brain activity. They are built on the premise that all individuals have a fundamental right to determine the state of their brain and who has access to that information. This is akin to our existing rights to determine what happens to our bodies and property. Many liken it to the concept of freedom of thought. The cornerstone of neurorights is the principle of mental self-determination. Many ethicists and policymakers believe this right is so fundamental that it should never be undermined. As such, institutions are urged to place strict limits on neurotech to prevent any potential misuse. However, as we delve deeper into this new frontier of human rights, we must acknowledge an essential truth. Defending the mind isn't as straightforward as protecting our bodies or property. The brain and the mind are under constant influence from external forces, making it impossible to completely shield them from outside interference. As we stand at the precipice of this new era, neurorights could be our safeguard against potential neurotech misuse. But is it that simple? Protecting the mind is a complex challenge, far different from protecting our bodies or property. The body has clear boundaries, and things that cross it without permission are not allowed. It's usually obvious when a law prohibiting assault or battery has been violated. Similarly, rules that protect one's property are straightforward. Our bodies and properties have well-defined limits, and protecting them is one of the main reasons we form governments. However, when it comes to the mind, the challenge becomes much more intricate. Unlike our bodies and property, our brains and minds are under constant influence from outside forces. It's impossible to create a fence around a person's mind to ensure nothing gets in. Our thoughts are largely the product of other people's thoughts and actions. The way we perceive colors and shapes, the beliefs we hold dear, our feelings and reactions, all are influenced by what others say and do. The human mind is like a sponge, constantly soaking up information from its environment. This constant influx of external influences raises a critical question. How can we protect something that is so permeable and susceptible to outside forces? How can we ensure the right to mental self-determination when our thoughts and perceptions are constantly being shaped and reshaped by the world around us? The concept of neurorights suggests that people have a fundamental right to determine the state of their brain and who can access that information. It's commonly equated with freedom of thought. But how do we define and protect this freedom when our thoughts are not entirely our own? These questions highlight the inherent challenges in defining and protecting neurorights. They underscore the need for a nuanced and comprehensive approach that takes into account the unique nature of the human mind and its constant interaction with the external world. The constant influence on our minds makes the task of protecting them a complex challenge. Are we prepared for this? As we stand at the brink of a new era in neurotechnology, the future of neurorights becomes a pressing concern. As we march steadfastly into a world where brain-computer interfaces may no longer be the stuff of science fiction, we need to consider the implications of this revolution. Imagine a future where neurotechnology has become as commonplace as smartphones. In such a world, the ability to control your own mental state, to keep your thoughts private, becomes paramount. Without neurorights, we risk creating a society where our innermost thoughts could be accessed and manipulated without our consent. But neurorights aren't just about protecting our thoughts from unwarranted intrusion. They also encompass the right to enhance our cognitive abilities through neurotechnology. Just as we have the right to improve our physical health, we should also have the right to augment our mental capabilities. However, the road to establishing effective neurorights is fraught with challenges. How do we define the boundaries of the mind? How do we ensure that neurorights are respected globally when the application and acceptance of neurotechnology vary widely from one region to another? These questions need to be addressed as we shape the future of neurorights. The implications of failing to establish strong neurorights are far-reaching. Without these rights, we could end up in a dystopian future where our thoughts are no longer our own. We could be living in a world where our mental states are constantly monitored and controlled, where our cognitive abilities are restricted to maintain social order, where our freedom of thought is curtailed. In this brave new world of neurotechnology, neurorights will play a crucial role in preserving our mental autonomy and safeguarding our cognitive liberty. They will serve as the bulwark against potential abuses of neurotechnology and ensure that this revolutionary technology is used for the betterment of humanity rather than its subjugation. As we ponder the future of neurotechnology, we must also consider the future of neurorights. Our freedom of thought may depend on it. The intersection of neurotechnology and human rights is a complex, uncharted territory. We've delved into the evolution of neurotechnology, from its infancy to the truly mind-boggling advancements of today. We've examined the emergence of neurorights, a novel concept that aims to protect our mental sanctity in an age where brain-computer interfaces are becoming a reality. We've also delved into the challenges of safeguarding our minds, a realm so intricately tied to external influences that setting up a proverbial fence seems near impossible. The importance of neurorights cannot be overstated in this context. As neurotechnology continues to advance, the potential implications on our freedom of thought become increasingly significant. The future of neurotechnology may hold exciting possibilities, but it also challenges us to rethink our understanding of freedom of thought. As we continue to explore this new frontier, let's ensure our minds remain our own.